Hey guys, welcome to the video. Let's talk about fidelity in this video, and specifically I want to talk about a couple of different subjects, but I want to cover MP3 files versus WAV files and what you can use them for. There's really a huge difference. But first of all, let me just talk about fidelity in general. Now in our studios we want to get the best fidelity that we can. That's a whole trick, but I want to say don't let that become your total goal that you're going for is the fidelity, because if you've got great music, you can go ahead and sacrifice on that fidelity. If you've got great fidelity and your music is bad, then you've lost your listener right there. So don't make fidelity your entire goal, but let's strive to get the best fidelity. Yes, in my studio I try to get the best fidelity I can, but let's morph on over talking about MP3 files. Now a lot of people will just completely say, oh man, I don't even touch MP3 files. But I want to tell you, and this may be a little controversial, that you can use an MP3 file to your advantage. Now I collaborate with a lot of people, and sometimes we don't have a situation to where it's really easy to send a WAV file. You might send a single track of a WAV file of a typical 3 or 4 minute song, might be 60 or 70 megabytes. So that's really too large to send in an email or in a Facebook message or something like that. But recently I just did a collaboration in which we went ahead and exchanged MP3 files. He sent me MP3 files of the vocals, and if you listen to this particular track here, now don't get on my mixing or anything, but listen to this track here.
So I surrender all.
Now all these vocals that you're hearing, those are all MP3 files that were sent to me. They basically were just sent in a Facebook message, and so that was very easy to do. Now when I use MP3 files, I like to use the highest bit rate or sample rate, the 320 kilobytes per second. And if you get on YouTube and some of the other videos, WAV versus MP3, you can see that other people are doing the null test, where they take the WAV file and an MP3 file, line them up, and then you reverse the polarity of the two, or reverse the polarity of one of the files, and then when you combine them together, you'll hear the difference. If you have the exact same thing and reverse the polarity, then in these null tests you wouldn't hear anything. But when you get up to the 320 kilobytes per second, you find that the quality is actually really pretty good. And you know, I'll make a challenge here. If you can really hear the difference between a WAV file and a 320 kilobytes MP3 file, especially when that track is embedded in a mix, then you've got some special ears. But getting back to my original point, and I don't want to dismiss that, if the music is there, a slight issue with the quality isn't going to really matter, because remember, we're putting the music first. But I want to just kind of emphasize, don't shy away from things that generally may not be considered the best fidelity, which are MP3 files. They're a lossy file, a compression type file. Go ahead and don't be afraid to use those. As you can hear in the music I've got playing in the background, a lot of those tracks were MP3 files that were sent to me. And so I'm not getting listeners that are going, hey, you know, the fidelity of that is really bad, especially, oh, I can really hear the stuff that's missing in that track. No, in fact, I really would challenge you. Tell me which tracks are the ones that are MP3 and which ones are WAV files. Well, yes, we already cheated, because I told you the vocal tracks are all MP3 files. But this is just a short little topic. I just want to discuss, you know, and try to encourage. Don't be afraid to use some of these file formats. Use them to your advantage, but I'm getting back to my main point. Put the music first and then the quality second. And one last thing here, there's a video that just came out. I don't know if you watched Pensato's Place with Dave Pensato, but he just had the engineer Bob Clearmountain, and you really don't get any higher up in the ranks than somebody like Bob Clearmountain, and he's not a gear chaser. Now yes, he uses some great gear, but if you watch, go look that look up that YouTube there with the Pensato's Place. In fact, I'll put the link down below there, and I recommend you go ahead and watch that. The interview starts about 18 minutes in, and it's a great interview, and you really find out that he's just not hung up on the gear. He's hung up about how he feels, what the lyrics are to the song, the emotion that he is trying to get out of the mix, and that's what I'm saying is important to you. So if you need to use an MP3 file, or if you need to use a guitar pedal for a digital delay, if that's all you've got and the fidelity isn't great as a plug-in or a rack mount digital delay, don't let that stop you. The fidelity is not an issue, although that we want to keep the fidelity the best we can. The music is what we're working on first. Short, sweet, and simple. That's all I want to cover in this video. We'll see you in the next video, guys. Take care.